welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thanks for joining me today. It just started raining pretty badly just before we were going to do a vlog. But I might still do it. So, yeah. Even though it's raining, we're really not going to be outside. I do have to get under the hood, so I might wait a little longer. But for the most part, we're doing something inside today. So the inside of the 07 Civic is pretty much at 100% factory spec at this point. And what I'm talking about is the radio. So that's done. The radio unit is an LX radio unit that works 100% at this point. The CD player works fine. The radio itself works fine. All of this stuff lights up at night again. So that's good. If you watched the last vlog, we finally got our front speakers in the doors here. So we removed the crappy and ruined aftermarket speakers, and we did put the original LX speakers back into the doors and correctly wired them with the correct factory connector. So all of that is back to stock. It's all working. Yeah. So basically, yeah, the audio system 100%. The only thing that was left was the aux port, and that's working now because I did order an actual Honda aux port. So the whole thing was bad. If you watched the last vlog where we kind of chased down the wires, and made sure everything was in check, everything was in check. It was perfectly fine. So that really ruled out the aux port, and I ordered one. It was $42, and I can't believe something like that was so much, but it does have a little circuit board in it. So something in that particular circuit board must have failed. So the aux port is now working. So yeah, like I said, audio system 100%. Everything works great. So as of right now, we're done with that part of the Civic. It's back to factory. I'm really gonna regret being in here now, I think, trying to do this. Wow. So what we were going to tackle next is this worn out steering wheel. It's a little flat on the top. The coating is pretty much all gone up here. It's nothing but like the spongy material. It's coming off a little bit down here also. So yeah, 262,000 miles. That steering wheel is pretty tired. Needless to say, it really does work great. It still steers the car 100%. But, it being flat and stuff, that's probably just from all the years of somebody resting their hand on it. So it's actually, it's just a worn steering wheel. And I did want to replace it at some point. So today at the junkyard, they did have a 50% off sale because of the Easter holiday. So yeah, I took advantage to make sure I got out there after work was done today, and I made it out there in time because we were going to take the steering wheel off of the gray 07 LX that I've been pulling a lot of these other parts off of recently. And the steering wheel on that one really wasn't too bad, so I figured it would be a great thing, to get the wheel. When I went to go get the speakers, the day I got the speakers on the car, or off of that car, I went ahead and took the airbag and stuff off of the wheel because I had planned on buying that steering wheel that day with the speakers. But I did not have a big enough socket for the actual steering wheel bolt itself. So I took everything apart and I couldn't get the wheel off. So I couldn't take it. So, that wasn't all that long ago that we did that. That was, what, a week? And I went out there today to go get the steering wheel, and that car is gone. They got rid of it. And I'm so sad about it because I literally had everything apart, ready to go. All I had to do was take the socket and the ratchet to go pull the wheel off. And we would have had an exact Honda 07 LX wheel. But as sad as I am, we did find an 09 Honda Civic LX. And inside that 09 Honda Civic LX, we had a 3-spoke steering wheel. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the LXs at that point in time came with this particular wheel, or if it was still supposed to be the 2-spoke wheel that this LX has. The SI models usually have this wheel, but I don't know, because this wheel also, it just has cruise controls. Does not have audio controls on the opposite side. So it's possible that maybe the LXs at some point in time did come with a new wheel design and not this 2-spoke. But like I said, the wheel was already off. It was on the driver's seat. The airbag was already gone. So I'm assuming maybe that's what they came after. I don't know. But the airbag already gone. Kind of hoping that my airbag will fit into this wheel. And that the controls for the cruise are the same clock spring plug-in. The clock spring was destroyed, by the way, on this car. Completely ruined, unwound. Somebody did not care. So, this wheel is not in the best shape, but it is a lot better than that one. It does still have most of its, most of the coating around it. Still has its thickness, and it's not really flat at the top. So it looks pretty decent. So what I wanted to do, since I just got home from the junkyard not that long ago, is I wanted to put this wheel in and see if it is going to work with the airbag and such that this current car has. But it's raining now, and I have to get out under the hood to disconnect the battery. So I guess I'm just gonna sit here for a little while longer. See, it's like lightening up a little bit, so maybe we'll still have a chance at this today. I'm just anxious to kind of see how it looks and stuff on this car. Yeah, so that's basically what we're doing, and hopefully this will go according to plan. Because if not, I'll just have to try to find another 2-spoke wheel that's in better shape. So let's wait, see if the rain dies down, and we'll begin our journey. Alright, so in Honda service data, it tells you to, when you disconnect the airbag, you need to disconnect the battery and then wait 3 minutes before messing with the airbag connectors. So that's what we're going to do here. Get that situated, and I should have put my gloves on. Sun's coming out. Let's go ahead and take a look at this steering wheel situation. Alright, so it's been probably over 3 minutes now. So now we're at the part to get started. We need to actually remove the airbag. To do this, there is a T30 Torx bit in that little slot there, and there's one on this side here. I put the T40 on. Stupid me. Please hold the 30. So it's kind of hard to see. They're kind of like at an angle in a way. There it is. All right. So that's going to loosen that entire thing up. On the bottom of the steering wheel, there's a little cover that I did not grab with the new wheel. So this is going to look pretty bad, I think. Alright, so should be a little notch here. Yeah, there we go. And inside there is the airbag connector. So to disconnect this, this might help if we turn the wheel. Let's see if we can turn the wheel a little bit. Actually, there's no lock on this, so... Oh, there it is. Just takes a while to engage, apparently. There we go. Okay. That's a little better. So to disconnect that airbag, you slide this little black thing down, and then just kind of pull it apart. You might need both hands to do it. There we go. And then this guy too, it's like a little ground cable type thing. Alright, so it's out. So I had to use both hands to do it. But yeah, there's a tab on there that you just really got to squeeze, and then just kind of pull it off the that little tab there. So at this point, let's go ahead and turn our wheel back. Try to keep your wheel as straight as possible, by the way, because since you know this thing's actually coming off. So now we should be able to take this out. We have to unclamp it from some of these things here, which I should have done before I there we go, turn the wheel back. Yeah, so just kind of have that out. Okay, and that's it for that. So then you take your bomb and just kind of put it away from you, and always face it up, because if something were to go wrong, at least it's not going to jump, it'll just blow the bag out. So always face it up when it's not in the car. Let's unplug these. Okay, and that goes in that little slot there. And everything else kind of stays put. So now we have to get the socket. I brought two sizes home, and I brought my very large ratchet home also, because we're going to probably need a lot of torque. But I think it's a 17. No, it's the 14. Okay. I brought home a 14 and a 17. So at this point, didn't want to lose that. There we go. I brought home the big one. So now let's go ahead and break the torque on this wheel. Jeez, you really gotta turn that thing to get it to lock, apparently. Get it back on there. Okay. Oh, that was not that bad. All right, not bad. So let's go ahead and get it back to being straight again. Okay. And like I said, keep it straight. It might just be able to pull off. We might have to wiggle it or fight it a little bit. But try to keep it as straight as possible. Yeah, this thing. And we don't have a wheel puller, so it might take a while for us to kind of get this, kind of get it loosened up. All right, so we got it. So when it comes off, be mindful of the wires on the clock spring. And whatever you do, do not rotate the clock spring, or you're gonna have a very bad day. So I should have had it all there. Just kind of go through. Almost okay. There we go. So that's out. Now the wheel was straight, so you see the little things there on the clock spring itself. So we want to keep those as straight as possible. And now we can kind of throw this new one on and see what it's going to do. So I'm going to need both hands for this because I have to fish that airbag wire through and try to get situated and see what happens. I'm going to try to use my knee to keep it still. That's not going to happen. It is working though. I'm afraid if I use one hand, this is going to fly off, but let's see. Whoa. There we go. Nope. All right. That's it. She's on there. Dang, it looks like it's going to work out perfect. Wow, what a difference that makes already. Just, wow. I wasn't really going for, like, you know, the SI look. But this, I mean, like I said, this was the only wheel. I mean, it's still not perfect, but it is overall still better than that one. So that should be fine. It'll probably clean up pretty good too. This, I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be sitting long ways, but I think it's okay. Yeah, this cover is not the same, unfortunately, and I did not even think to grab it when it was off. So shoot, that's just gonna kind of be sitting out, I guess. It's not gonna do anything because that's a lock, so it should be okay still. It's just gonna look kind of and that little ground thing, I think, on this particular wheel, as you can see, it kind of has a new home inside. It's got a little thing that little thing sits into, and then that connector just kind of sits there. So and then the other connector going through the back, I don't know if you can see it, but it's inside the holder right there. So that should be it. And then just make sure that that ground wire isn't pinched. I just kind of tucked it up into this part here, and really that's it. So at this point we should just be able to put these Torx bits back in, and like I said, hopefully the car is gonna drive straight. All right, and that's it. So we got them tight. I don't know what the torque spec offhands for those were, but you know, just give it, you know, a decent snug. Don't try to over torque it. But this wheel looks a little flat too on the top. But it's okay, because like I said, there's more to it, and yeah, so like I said, hopefully that's all straight. So let's go ahead and hook our battery back up and see if all this stuff, you know, works. Okay, battery's all hooked up. As in, you know, Hondas, keep in mind, before you disconnect the battery, make sure you have your radio code, because that's going to be a thing, obviously, when you go to start it back up. Your radio's not going to work. We're going to start it off out here, just for safe measure. Alright, here we go. And airbag light off. Wonderful. go. It turns further left, it looks like. No, it's almost the same. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being dumb. Okay, so the wheel is straight. Cruise? That's good. Oh, the check engine light's out. I forgot. We did have a check engine light. I wonder if it'll come back. So the wheels, they do look like they're pointing straight. That's a good thing. Horn. Oh, that horn is loud. All right, good. I think this is it. Yes, it is. And I gotta reset all this stuff. Oh no, I don't. No, I don't. That's good. Aux works. CD's in there. CD's working. That's good. Aux still works too. Good. Everything's good. All right. So let's take it out and see how it drives. I messed it up. It looks like it needs to be moved over to the right ever so slightly, which is probably why it looked like it was off a little bit when I was moving the wheel back and forth. So that would probably explain that. But darn it. Alright. I guess we'll work on that when we get back home. But other than that, seems to be okay. I don't think I can use cruise at residential speeds, but just to make sure real quick. Oh, okay, so apparently all that works. That's good. All right. Okay, so after 2 more attempts at getting the wheel to go straight, I think what's happening is there could be a chance that the splines are not 100% the same as they are on the original wheel. And that could be why the wheel's not straight. So it is, when I took it apart and did it the last time, or the first time redoing it, it was too far to the right. And now, you know, it's like too far to the left. So kind of grazing the wheel against the actual steering shaft, you know, it would not line up in a spline when the wheel was 100% straight. For some reason, it does seem like it's a little closer to straight now than it was, but it's still off to the left. So I think what I'm gonna have to do, it's really not that big a deal, but it's probably good that I do it anyway. We're gonna do an alignment on it tomorrow in my downtime at work. And that way, you know, that'll be the only way to really do it. So the wheel's not entirely too bad right now, but it's still not perfect. So really not that big a deal. I'm just kind of glad that it worked out, because, you know, it actually looks pretty good, you know, in this car. And it's getting late now. We haven't had dinner yet, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time left with, you know, with this car. I will probably clean the wheel really good, you know, sometime soon. I'm not going to do it tonight, because like I said, I just, you know, getting kind of hungry and it's getting late, the sun's in my eyes. But yeah, I mean, it looks a lot better than the other one. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of what it looks like for now. This road's terrible. Why did I come down here? Ugh. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm pretty much going to wrap it up for now. Overall, I'm actually very happy with how it looks. I know people somebody in the comments is probably going to be like, that's not an actual SI steering wheel. I know it's not. The SI steering wheel probably has the audio controls on the opposite side, and I'm sure there's something else different about it. But regardless, I'm pretty sure it's the same style that you would find in the SI of this generation Civic. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I wish I could have gotten the other wheel. It was in a little bit better shape than this one. It probably would have fit a little bit better too. But overall, I mean, for $7, this one's really not that bad. Like I said, I gotta clean, you know, some of the gunk off of it, and it'll probably look a little bit better. But I mean, the 3-spoke really does look nice. So I'm not gonna complain about it. I'll align it tomorrow, and it'll drive straight. Probably should check the alignment on this car too. I mean, it really wasn't acting weird with the other wheel, but it probably wouldn't hurt to check to make sure that everything is actually still aligned up front. So that's it. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and that's all that I've got for today. I will see you guys in the next one, whatever that may be. Who knows? We've done so many things with this car so far. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.